So what's happening when it comes to Zebec? Some people are asking me that because they see the amount of holders actually increasing. And I'll give my thoughts on this and I'll kind of explain what I believe may have caused this, even though nothing I say is financial advice. And even though this is purely my perspective, I'm not telling anyone to do anything. But we've seen kind of a steady increase so far when it comes to the amount of holders, when it comes to Zebec, which sounds kind of bizarre because people are saying, well, the price hasn't been doing the best. The sentiment hasn't been doing the best, but why has the amount of holders been increasing? Like for instance, in the start of this year, when I was making videos on ZBCN, or should I say Zebec, the amount of holders was around 96,000. Recently, we saw 100,000. Now, we see 101,000, which people like to say, well, like why though? Well, I think there could be some hypothetical reasons. Now, first of all, I think the main jump, right, the main increase from around 96,000 to 100,000 was probably, in my opinion, due to the Stellar partnership being announced. Of course, Stellar, very massive, so that kind of made sense. Now, people like to say, well, okay, why the increase in 1,000 recently? Now, I think a major reason why maybe is because some people are kind of looking forward to Simon, the CEO of Zebec, allegedly speaking at XRP Las Vegas, which allegedly he's going to be doing on April 30th, and he's going to be allegedly making a major announcement. So I think maybe that might have been the cause. But I just think overall, if the charts aren't doing the best, yet the amount of holders is actually more than before, what I think that may showcase is that people are really focusing on the fundamentals, because when it comes to the pure charts of Zebec, there's really nothing that exciting. It just isn't at all. Like for instance, when it comes to ZBCN, keep in mind, the recovery in the past week, it's only around 3%. So it's not like we're seeing any sort of major movements or anything like that. Like in the past month alone, ZBCN, the recovery has only been around 6%. So it's not like it's doing anything fantastic when it comes to the charts. The charts alone are not, I think, the major reason why there's an increase in terms of the amount of holders. I don't think that's the case. I think the major reason why has been the strides they've been making, fundamentally speaking. And I think it's been a culmination of what Zebec has been doing so far. Like for instance, I think a big one was achieving ISO 20022 compliance not too long ago. Now people like to say as well though, well, if the amount of holders are increasing, why haven't the charts really done much? Well, I think a major reason why is because the market sentiment hasn't changed much in the grand scheme of things. Now, people like to say, well, take a look at this random microcap that did this or did that. I'm totally aware of that, but that is, keep in mind, a microcap. I even mentioned this in my previous video, but I'm just saying, for one that makes it, sure, it's cool, right? People talk about it, but they don't usually talk about the ones that don't make it. The thing is this, if let's say in a random hypothetical, for every one that makes it, 9,999 don't. If let's say that is the case, the odds when it comes to that is so slim at that point for the one that could make it. Let's just think about this logically. If let's say I entered a competition and like out of 10,000 people, only one could maybe win that competition, like that right there, like the odds are so slim at that point. When it comes to, let's say in the case of a microcap, again, do I want to believe in 10,000 different projects to maybe see one make it? No, that's not my mindset. When it comes to this space, I'm not looking to become the next Jeff Bezos or something like that. I'm not trying to become the next Mark Cuban. I'm not looking for that. The thing for me is ZBCN goes back to around a 540 million market cap, which we're around 2 times lower than that as of right now. I'm already going to Sizzler. Look, again, I'm not trying to become the next most fantastic individual of all time. No, that's not my style. Like for instance, I know a lot of people out there that try to make businesses, and the thing is this, do they need to become the next Jeff Bezos to be considered successful? I highly doubt that. You know, for instance, I saw this statistic indicating how there was almost 6,000 Rolls Royces sold in 2025. Here's the thing. In this world, is there like almost 6,000 Jeff Bezoses? I don't think there's that many. So the thing is this. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of Rolls Royces sold, but it's not like every single one who bought it needs to have like a Jeff Bezos sort of level in terms of net worth. I don't think that is hypothetically the case. So when it comes to this space, people like to tell me, why am I not looking for the next most fantastic thing of all time? Well, it's because I'm not trying to chase that type of style, if that makes sense. Like, I don't need to become like that, if that makes sense. As long as ZBCN could just go back to where it once was last year in terms of its peak, I have zero complaints. Again, I don't need it to become the next most fantastic thing of all time to be happy. That's not my style. I dollar cost average into ZBCN well over a year ago when the market cap was below 100 million. As of right now, it's below 300 million. If it goes back to maybe around 540 million, like what we saw last year, I have no complaints. Like, again, I'm not looking for the next most fantastic thing. That's just not what I'm looking for. Some of my friends out there are looking for that. And again, it's their choice. I can't control anyone, but I'm just saying, when it comes to this space overall, like, I'm just not looking for that type of movement. This is my perspective. So I'm not trying to find the next micro cap. I'm not trying to find the next most fantastic thing of all time. There's other people who do look for that. And again, it's totally their choice. I can't control anyone, but I'm just not looking for that. That's just the way I take a look at it. I mean, when it comes to, let's say, this space, I feel like when I believe in this space, I have to kind of focus on a certain lane. If my intent is to more so focus on these type of projects that are not too massive, but not too small either, I'd rather just be really focused on that lane, just do the research, kind of study the projects that I'm a fan of, instead of doing that and then suddenly changing and shifting my entire sort of mindset just because I saw a random microcap be talked about and people talk about how fantastic it is. I'm just not going to abandon my whole kind of mission just for that. It makes no sense to me. So I'm all about just staying on my lane, focusing on the things that I'm more familiar with, and that's really about it. It's like, for instance, if let's say there's a person who is a real estate developer, sure, maybe they can diversify later on, but why would they randomly just pivot and start making bicycles? Like, for instance, Santa Cruz bicycles, why would they try to randomly make like a competitor for that just because they saw their friend make it big in the world of bicycles? Like, seriously, they're going to just abandon what they're already familiar with, what they're already accustomed to, researching and doing a lot of homework, so to speak, in terms of the real estate market, and just randomly shift it to being focused on bicycles just because they saw their friend do pretty well in the bicycle business. Yeah, that just kind of makes no sense to me, right? I mean, at that point, isn't it better if they focus on their own lane because they're already good at that? But even besides that point, this is just kind of the mindset that I think about when it comes to this space. So I'm not about chasing trends. I'm all about just waiting, staying patient for the projects that I actually believe in, and that's really about it. But I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Willie the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.